What's going on, everybody? This is Planet Hip Hop Newsroom. I am alias John Brilliant. How y'all feeling, man? It's been a long time since I got a chance to actually go live and film. I've been working, and man, it's great to be back. We got a lot of crazy things going on in the news. Trying to fix my screen, but it's all good. And I just wanted to check it out from a different perspective. Um, hey, yes, we are live. Thank y'all for tuning in, whether you checked it out live or you checked it out later. You know what I'm saying? Man, let me share my screen. And share my sound. Hold on one second before I press that share button. Hold on. Make sure I got the right article up. Try to be organized today. Yeah, man. Let me know. Let me know if y'all can hear everything. Let me know if y'all can see. I'm logging into the Facebook right now so I can make sure I see every aspect of this. Planet Hip Hop News on Facebook. We're streaming exclusively from Facebook. So that's something that y'all need to know. We ain't hit YouTube yet, but we working on different outlets. This one right here is the most accessible, and we gonna rock with it. Let's get to the news. Damn. And real quick, hold on. Let me stop sharing my screen real quick. Before I share it, always share that sound. Because just in case we play a video. All right. So recently, um, Nashville police released body cam footage of cops executing Audrey Hale following a 6-minute shootout. This article is from Hollywood Unlocked via MSN.com. As previously reported, the 28-year-old entered the elementary school on Monday morning with 2 assault rifles and a pistol before gunning down 3 children and staff members. The confrontation between the police and Hale appeared to have been no easy task, as the former graphic designer is heard continuously shooting as cops tell her to drop her weapon. Given the size of the building, police made their way through the classrooms on the first floor before rushing upstairs and down a hallway where they eventually came face to face with Hale, who stands nearby a window. One of the officers is heard yelling, "Reloading," as another fires multiple shots at Hale, who drops to the ground. All right, that's the end of that video right there. My immediate thoughts on that is rest in peace to the victims. Um, Never should you go to school and expect to get uh, assassinated. Never should you go to a place where you're supposed to be building yourself. Should you get torn down like that? That's unfathomable consequence to rage. This individual considered trends I've read in other articles. Um, what was the true motive? Was it an individual that used to be a male turning into a female, or an individual that used to be a female turning into a male? Either way, if they're actually going through the process, they're like the real medical scientific process, they have to take all types of pharmaceuticals. I don't know how much that may have played a part. Um, I'm tired of this personally. Why do people think that they have the right to go kill children, let alone adults? But like, what what point would you really prove by killing a child who's virtually innocent? Were those people, were those individuals targeted? Um, I saw one picture of an individual who had a GoFundMe for a custodian. All right, they raised more than 380,000 for a father of eight family in less than 1 day. GoFundMe honoring custodian. A GoFundMe to raise money supported the family of slain school custodian Mike Hill, rest in peace, has over 380,000 in less than 1 day. Hill was one of three faculty members shot and killed at the Covenant School in Nashville, Tennessee on Monday, when a former student entered the school and opened fire. Three 9-year-old students were also killed in the massacre. Hill was killed when the shooter fired bullets through the school's glass door to make entry into the building. Okay. As of Wednesday morning, the page has raised more than 388,000 in honor of the custodian from 7,600 donations. The page's original fundraising goal was only 25,000. The GoFundMe was started by fellow Nashville parents who live in the community who are dedicated to honoring this hero. The page's description says it adds that Hill's family is aware of this fundraising effort and has been beyond moved by the outpouring of love. The funds raised will be given to Hill's family to pay for funeral services and expenses according to the GoFundMe page. Additional money will be dedicated to causes close to their hearts to facilitate healing in the Covenant and Nashville communities. Mike deserves to be remembered for his selfless act protecting our children. His legacy can live on through goodwill and love. In the end, love should always win. All right, hold on. See, this is one of the problems. Hold on. Who put this GoFundMe together? Funds raised will be okay. Hold on. The GoFundMe was started by fellow Nashville parents. The children, three children, three adults. So what about the other two adults? And what about the children? There's no outpour or no, yeah. Willie D said it. Something named right. I wish I had that sample right now. I'll play that. Something named right. All right, so okay, let's look at the GoFundMe. I mean, and big ups to that. I mean, but I'm just saying. All right, 456,000 in a short amount of time. Who is the organizer of the GoFundMe? So you got to be very, very careful. Very Annie Perselli. So what? Why is Annie Perselli? What is? I want to search her. I'm just gonna keep her name as notes. Sorry about that. That was something else. Uh, Ann Perselli. Her Perselli. I got that. Keep that for later because I'll have to do some research. Why? She's a fellow parent. I mean, of course, this should be done, but like there's other people. Did she start a GoFundMe? Can you go to her page and see what other things she's organized? I just very critical. Okay, let's see. Hill family. It doesn't, how do you know? You see that you can't click on the Hill family. Now you can contact the organizer, but this individual has all the control over the situation. I don't trust that. I don't trust that. Another thing that that kind of bugs me is that it's a lot of things that bug me about this. But the the video was not, I don't know, didn't seem right with the video. Is this the special team that they have inside the police unit? Is that the way that that's supposed to look? Were those people military? One of them guys was like looking kind of like, I ain't trying to do this. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion for that. But the questions still remain. I don't want to show the video, but I just want you to think about what I'm asking. Now, this picture right here, it looks like maybe it could have been a Facebook picture or something like that, but it looks some like some type of editing has been done. Of course, this is supposed to be the police, a still of the police footage, which is also looking blurry. Um, I don't know what y'all think about that. Tell me what you think about it, because I'm kind of lost for words. Some of these situations don't seem right. Why would you want to do that? And what he he's a hero in the sense the individual that has the GoFundMe. He's a hero in the sense that every day he protects the children as a security guard, or is he a custodian? Wait, let me see. Right, so he's a custodian. What? They said he was shot through the glass. So is it a possibility that he didn't even know what was going on? Hold on, but you. Yeah, that don't make no sense. So there's several things right there. I don't know. I don't know if y'all can help me with that. Come on now, I need some real consensus. It's just not making, it's not adding up. The way they got in the building, a lot of times they'd be like, the door is locked, and then all of a sudden they touch the door and the door open. You have to watch the video for yourself. I'm compelled to show it just because I know it's kind of redacted, but at the same time, if this is a real situation, somebody actually got killed, you know, kind of want to be a little tasteful. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh man, that's astounding. Rest in peace to the victims. Rest in peace to the real victims, for real. Share my screen again, man. Hey Z, this is an article from the Root. Uh, hey man, Noah A. McGee. Is your pocket watching? I ain't pocket watching. I'm just trying to, look for more ways to be inspired and to inspire others. The path that Jay-Z took to get to where he at, the average person probably wouldn't want to follow that to a T until he started getting more legit. All right. Jay-Z, the richest man in hip hop, is even richer than we thought. Despite Jay-Z playing in the background for the past few years, the Brooklyn-born MC has still been making moves to get his coins up. Yes, he's dropped some surprise features to appease his fans, but for the most part, he's been focused on the business of making money. In a new report from Forbes, it's been determined that Sean Carter's net worth has increased to 2.5 billion, which takes him far and away, or excuse me, which makes him far and away the wealthiest figure in rap, more than doubling his net worth of the man behind him, P. Diddy. But how did Hove increase his network so dramatically? He hasn't released an album since 2017 and hasn't been on tour since 2018. What deals has Jay-Z been making? Let's catch up. All right. While Jay-Z is always investing in the next great business venture, one deal is mostly responsible for his net worth increasing so dramatically in such a short period. If you haven't been keeping up with Jay-Z, he was caught up in a legal battle with one of the largest and most profitable spirit companies in the world, Bacardi. The bad blood between Jay-Z and the spirit company began after Hove claimed that Bacardi's subsidiary, Empire Investments, was blocking his efforts to get more financial information on the value of the Douce uh, brand, which is owned by Jay-Z. This was to ensure that he got proper compensation when he decided to sell his stake in the company. Jay-Z and Bacardi, both 50-50 co-owners of the brand. In February, Ho's legal dispute with the spirit giant came to an end after he sold his controlling stake in Douce Kanye brand for 750 million. So while Jay still has some ownership stake in the company, he sold most of it for a quarter billion. All right, all right. What you think about that? Young man coming up. What Jay-Z was about 50, somewhere around there, 50 something. Uh, I was reporting on this a while back. Um, they was lowballing it, and I guess he was already worth a billion something, and then with this 750 million, that's almost a billion. Well, no, that's not. That's still good though. It's he was able to use his resources to crack the code and make sure that nobody was lowballing. So he was able to get top dollar. Or maybe he did get lowballed. Did he get lowballed? Should his stake been a little bit higher? What y'all think about that, man? Y'all let me know. We got social media, Planet Hip Hop News. You can just go to planethehiphopnews.com and click the icon of your choice to reach us on social media, or you can search Planet Hip Hop News. Well, we live on our Facebook page right now, Planet Hip Hop News, and we have Twitter. Try to build that Instagram up. Yeah, y'all hit us up and we, you know what I'm saying, we can do that. Y'all can actually send donations to the Hip Hop Culture Preservation Foundation, PayPal, and you can send to $ AJB773. I appreciate that. Excuse me. Make sure it says me, AJB. Let it be the clone. Sending money to the wrong folks. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's me. Hit me up and see if I got it. All right. Let's see what else. All right. We hitting the 30-minute mark or a little less. Nevertheless, share the screen one more time. Got J. Cole's Dreamville Fest. They enlist Timberland, Ninth Wonder, and more for the Hip Hop 50 event. This is Raleigh, North Carolina. Shout out to North Carolina. Y'all becoming a new hot spot for hip hop. I love it because it's more like underground hip hop, and that's major. Um, that's spearheaded by Ninth Wonder, and then there's some other cats behind the scenes that you'll probably get to hear their names soon. Who's involved with the North Carolina movement in general. Of course, J. Cole doing this adds to it tremendously. So it says Dreamville's festival is set to invade Raleigh, North Carolina this weekend, and it has announced several events celebrating hip hop's 50th anniversary with appearances from Timberland, Ninth Wonder, and more. Uh, According to ABC 11, Dreamville has teamed up with Amazon Music and the North Carolina Department of Natural and Cultural Resources to present a hip hop theme event they've appropriately dubbed 50 and Forever. The event takes over the Contemporary Art Museum of Raleigh on Friday, March 31st from noon onwards to kick off this year's Dreamville Festival. Timbo, Ninth Wonder, Dreamville, Chinese, excuse me, I didn't see that word. Chinese, Ari Lennox and Fast, and TDE affiliate engineer Mixed by Ali are among the names that will be present for several panel discussions. There will also be a DJing and beat making class, along with beat battles between Crisis and DRUGS, so it got dots in between, and Bink and Knots. Okay, 50 and Forever is completely free of charge, so tickets to the festival are not required for entrance. That's crazy. That made me want to get down there. feel me? If I could perform, I'd do it. I'd invest my own money and fly out there. You feel me? And I try to, man, oh, that'd be dope though. But yeah, gotta try to get that out there. Let me see if I could play this and okay, okay. Quick little you dig, one little 1, 2. All right, so to continue on this article, make sure I ain't missed none. Yeah, it says we'll have an array of panels as well as beat making class, said Nasira Abdul Razak, who is an event coordinator for Cam Relay. Okay, there there'll be different interviews with different artists. You'll have a chance to interact as well as a car show that's going to be happening right across the street. We like the idea of culture and art and music all combined together, which is why this is so important for Cam to be collaborating with Dreamville. So we just look forward to having everyone here. Dreamville Festival 2023 returns to Raleigh's Dorothea Dix Park on April 1st and 2nd and promises performances from a most high profile names. This year's lineup is headlined by a joint set from J. Cole and Drake, who will share the stage on Sunday night to close things out in historic fashion. Elsewhere, fans can expect to see performances from Usher, Lil Durk, Burna Boy, Jid, Glorilla, Ari Lennox, City Girls, Earth Gang, Sean Paul, more. Cole called it the hardest festival lineup ever on Twitter earlier this month. Yeah, that seemed like something major, man. I hope he sell that out. That's awesome for hip hop, and it's good to see cats doing their own festivals because when you're doing it like that, you get part of the all sides. You know, if you got it lined up correctly, you get money off um, the beer. You know, the merch, uh, little trinkets, merch. You know what I mean? Hot dog food. So you know, if you do it right, you got a lot of angles where you could profit and prosper. So big shout outs to J. Cole, and that's similar to Pyro Day. I love that. You know, they almost on is this almost the 10th year coming up? Hold on, let me check that. 'Cause, I've been going to Pyro Day for some years. I definitely went this year. I missed a couple. Hold on, hold on. Pyro Day. What's wrong button? What is Pyro Day? All I really want to see is the first day it started. Okay, so Hero Day 2012. So last year was the 10th year. Come on, man. Y'all gotta give props, man. Give props when it's due. So that's major. You know what I'm saying? I've been at least to half of them joints. Like much respect. I didn't got in free. I didn't paid to get up in there. anyway, whatever it takes to get there. I've been there when I actually had the time to do it. Planet Hip Hop News has been there. That's how I was able to get in free. By extending my platform to port on their platform and interview some of the artists that uh was out there. And I love Hiro Day. It's other festivals too, but man, get into these artist festivals that's coming with their own festivals. I'm loving that. You feel me? Much respect. That's major. Let's see what else we got on the news. Your boy, Bad Bunny. They say he's the fifth highest paid musician in the world. And here's how he makes and spend his millions. So I wanted to put that after the Jay-Z joint, but that's cool. We we'll roll with it like this. What the article at? Is it a video? Oh, he boasts a number of lucrative endorsement deals. Okay. Bunny has deals with Corona, Cheetos, and Adidas, among others, according to Forbes. No, this ain't got nothing to do with that. What the? I thought they was gonna have a slideshow or something. They act like they wrote a major article. This is like they talk about story by Blaine at Insider Barnaby Lane. Bruh, am I missing a link? Is you still working on this article? If you still working on it, I'll come back. Come on. There's no way you can click the full article. Am I tripping? Okay, maybe I am tripping. Yeah, the first time I heard of him was off wrestling. I don't know, they showing his crib. I mean, um, okay. I heard about him donating to the people uh affected by hurricanes and earthquakes in Puerto Rico, stuff like that. I did not want to cancel that article. Sorry about that. I have to fix that later. But anyway, stop sharing my screen. Kind of threw me off a little bit. Let me fix that. Bear with me. I had an article that I wanted to show y'all. But yeah, as far as Bad Bunny, he's super famous, but he definitely been looking out for his people. Yeah, I did. He definitely been looking out for his people, and they've taken note that he's just because he's famous don't mean don't mean he a space cadet. He still care about his people. All right, so we got another article from All Hip Hop. It says Mayor Eric Adams addresses calls for NYC to cut ties with the Universal Hip Hop Museum. What in good tarnation is this all about? An advocacy group wants New York City Mayor Eric Adams to end all taxpayer funding for the Universal Hip Hop Museum. Hip hop stands with survivors. Okay, so hip hop stands with survivors called for Mayor Adams to end New York's connection to the UHHM stems from allegations against the museum's founding member, Africa Bambaataa. Okay. Several men accused Africa Bambaataa of sexually assaulting them as children. In addition, hip hop stands with survivors. Once the Universal Hip Hop Museum Executive Director Rocky Buchanan to resign from his position. The collective also requested Microsoft and other companies to end their financial relationship with UHHM. We expect his resignation for the board to vote him out of the museum's leadership and for the museum to sever all ties with Buchanan, Bambaataa, and the Zulu Nation. So, who is hip hop stands with survivors? Okay, figure that out. In a letter to the Universal Hip Hop Museum Board, members of Hip Hop Stands with Survivors have begun protesting in New York City. Eric Adams, the self-proclaimed hip hop mayor, has responded to the accusations that Africa Bambaataa and the Universal Zulu Nation are still associated with the Universal Hip Hop Museum. Okay, the Universal Hip Hop Museum assured the administration that they cut ties with the Universal Zulu Nation and that Africa Bambaataa has not had a role in the museum since 2016. Universal Hip Hop Museum's Rocky Buchanan also released a statement in response to Hip Hop Stands with Survivors, denying being a member of the Universal Zulu Nation and claimed Africa Bambaataa has never been a board member. Okay, I would like to make it clear that Africa Bambaataa has not had a role at the Universal Hip Hop Museum since 2016. I and the Universal Hip Hop Museum are not party to any activities affiliated with the Universal Zulu Nation. He also added, as a cultural institution, the UHHM and I, as its executive director, take the allegations made against Africa Bambaataa very seriously and express sincere empathy for the victims of abuse and their trauma. Since our establishment as a cultural institution, we have worked diligently to serve and uplift. Wowzers. Let's see if this press conference not that long, I'll play some of it. I don't know what I'm expecting to get. So let's see. All right, 2 minutes. All right. So we gotta be careful. Who is these people? So I'm trying to think. Have I seen this face? Have I seen that face? Okay, hip hop stands with survivors. Okay.
Ran the project. The 12, do you know what goes through the kids' minds? I've talked to 15 guys, minimum, and more than that. When it happens to them, and they process it, and they say, if I tell my brother, he's gonna die. They're gonna kill him. If I tell this one, like, they go through changes and they don't even know what happens to them. How dare anybody in hip hop ask why he's not brought up on charges? You guys put the fear of God in these kids, but we're not afraid of the Zulu Nation. And you celebrities are a big disappointment. We don't owe you anything. You owe the people. We don't owe you anything. If that museum falls, it's because y'all are running game up there. Let real historians take it over. We do preservation work. We want a museum, but we're not gonna have children in jeopardy to feed your egos. You don't deserve it. All of y'all said you've been knowing about it. You've been heard about it. And now but there's still kids being molested. Marcy, how long does an abuser abuse?
Most of their lifetime.
Most of their lifetime.
In their 80s. So the reason that he has not been charged is that the victims have been threatened or scared, number one. Number two, the statute of limitations in New York State on the criminal side have been shameful. They must be expanded. And number three, when you have a guy this big who starts his own church, who says he's God, the authorities can become scared. Well, you know what? They're no longer scared of the bishops and the cardinals. It's time they're not scared of the celebrities like Bombada that are destroying children's lives. So if we know for a fact that perpetrators go on until late into their adult years, their elderly years,
It's a lot to think about. Hey, I've been hearing about this for a long time, and it's a very touchy situation. Uh, First, it was allegations. Then it was the okay. So I don't want to mess this up. There's an individual who was one of the first people reporting this, but on Sonetta TV, I don't know if y'all familiar with him, but I've been watching Sonetta TV for a number of years. Uh, I haven't really watched it that much, um, but during the time that a lot of the investigation was on Africa Bambaataa, Sonetta was there in the forefront of that. And not first, but later on, more kind of like maybe last year or the year before, 2021, this guy that I remember was the first person that I saw with like details. You know what I'm saying? It was under the guise of journalism. And I remember it, if I'm not mistaken, he was writing a book. But on that one of those episodes of Sonetta, I wish I had that. I wish I had that. Well, he says something along the lines of him working with them people and him actually being one of them people. So I'm gonna go back and the man Sonetta, shout out to him uh, just for being to having these historical records. But he got a lot of videos, and I will have to be definite because I had a lot of details about that individual that I'm speaking about. That was the first reporter. I had a lot of information on my old computer. My hard drive is frostbitten right now. Nevertheless, after that, so because I kind of jumped ahead. So after the guy's first report, then I hear about Bee Stinger. Then Bee Stinger kind of he was compelling, but it seemed like he was running for political office. So I'm not sure about where he's at now, what he's trying to do. Uh, I guess he maybe want to move on from it. Of course, he's a grown man, and the discussion is molestation. So you know what I'm saying. I don't know if he a man. I'm sure he don't want to keep on hearing about him being victimized like that. But then after that, I hear about Hassan Campbell, and that his story is very compelling. And no disrespect to him, he said he was about 16. don't know about that. I don't know, man. I know that that's a hard dude in the streets of New York. I know that he's respected by the people in that area and some places beyond that. Um, but like that story don't really, you feel me? No, if it happened twice, but if it happened three times, and you can't justify anything, you know. But it's to think of am I right about the years? Because it's all the way wrong. But like the younger you get, the worse it is, you know. So the older you get, the more what are you doing comes into play. I don't want to judge that man. I've watched several videos of him. I've watched videos of him uh, on Sarnetta. Uh, I've even watched other people's resuscitation. And one thing that he doesn't clarify is that year. And even so, like I said, no disrespect to any victims, because I know there's psychological things that make victims do crazy things like the alleged victim of Bill Cosby after she was allegedly harmed, she like returned to his house with gifts. It's like, that's not, but who's to say what, excuse me, I was gonna say that's not victim behavior, but my rationality comes in and balances me out, and I ask myself, who's to say what victim behavior is? Even a psychologist, in my opinion, would have to stand down when a victim is expressing what they went through, if that makes sense. Especially if a victim is really a victim. You gotta kind of sit back and listen. You can't really all that stuff out the books ain't nothing like hands on. Ain't nothing like being there. That's how you get the best experience. So to tell somebody how they reacted is wrong or whatever, that's lawyer talk, but it's not necessarily moral talk. Let me see if I got another article. If not, I'm a jab. Oh man, that's actually that's actually about it. But what I want to do is I want y'all to I'll be uploading more stuff and approving more stuff from our blog affiliates. Hold on 1 second before I share this screen. Okay. Just want y'all to be able to see how accessible and easy it is to get on the site. Check my screen. Hey, here it is, planethehiphopnews.com. Scroll down. These at the top are currently the more viewed. That doesn't necessarily mean which ones are the newest, but this is what people are on the site. This is what they're watching. This is what they're clicking on. So some people want to know my story, so they're watching this. Um, this individual West Side Bleeds. I have no idea who it is. I think that was an exclusive. But I just, what I'm saying is like, I don't know his fan base or her. their individual fan base, but they've been pumping. AZ Faison, a lot of people are curious about that. I don't know how this article got up there. Lola Brooke. Actually, this is not even on the internet anymore. So I guess people want to see that. And of course, we got the Planet Hip Hop News exclusive. This is a Planet Hip Hop News report. Y'all go ahead and check that out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just play it for you if it let me play it for you. Takes a while to load up here. Sorry about that, family. I wonder what, there we go. Like, what's going on? Yeah, man. But I'm gonna just play that live and I'm gonna mute my mic.
It's a cycle that repeats itself. A beloved rapper is killed. Family, friends, and fans react online. The case is investigated, but usually not solved. The hip-hop community is demanding change, but there seems to be no end to the violence. The recent shooting death of rapper Migos Takeoff on November 1st sparked a new conversation between artists and industry leaders. To stop this violent cycle and find possible solutions, they say, society must first stop blaming the hip-hop community, acknowledge that systemic problems have helped create the existing violence, and provide better options for urban Black youth to move forward. Since 2018, at least 2 or more rappers a year have been killed due to gun violence. Studies looking at the life expectancy of rappers estimate that murder was the cause of death for over 50% of rappers killed. They also showed that their average age at death was between 25 and 30 years old. The crack epidemic of the 1980s and early 1990s swept through Black communities that, due to racial segregation and discriminatory practices, often resided in urban centers or low-income neighborhoods. Crack use in these communities has contributed to a higher homicide rate among Black youth, a high rate of incarceration, and a shorter life expectancy. It was around this time, particularly the mid-1980s, that hip-hop's golden age emerged and produced artists that had an impact in the genre. Hip-hop music was used as a platform to break free from the harsh realities of the streets. The mindset has now changed to "I'm a tough guy," or "she has to be mean, we have to be ready to kill or shoot someone," and the narrative, not just ours, of the music, visuals, and so on. Of course, the movies and all the other influences that come into our thought process. So now, after the crack generation, these are the results. And that's what permeates through the hip-hop scene these days. The crack generation has led to a huge disconnect between the older and younger generation. The next generation had to take care of themselves. They didn't get those lessons passed down from generation to generation like many from generations in the past. Society has become more of a materialistic culture that only amplifies the systemic problems that plague it. For urban youth with little or no resources, rapping has become a viable career option to get out of the hood. You can take people out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of people. We have to manage our mind, our emotions, our resources, regardless of the culture in which we find ourselves. And if we don't, it will manifest destructively. As these destructive forms have become more visible these days thanks to social media, rap industry leaders are actively working to address the violence and combat it. While some artists and industry leaders feel exhausted and frustrated by the current state of hip-hop and the ongoing violence, many believe there is still a lot of hope. There is hope because hip-hop stems from Black culture, which is full of extraordinary, resilient, incredible people who have survived just about every problem America has put them through. Hip-hop culture is alive and well, and so is the subsequent industry that follows. But as more and more of its stars fall victim to senseless violence, the question still remains: why is hip-hop being blamed for the violence against its rappers?
Hey, man, I hope y'all enjoyed today's show, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, playing hip hop newsroom. Man, like I said, hit us up on that social media. Um, y'all go to the site. It's easy to catch up with us. Click the radio button. Listen to our podcast. We do that live every Saturday. Um, man, and I'm trying my best to do more Planet Hip Hop newsrooms to, you know what I'm saying, bring that visual to you. All right. Hey, thank y'all so much once again, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. See y'all next time, man. Hit us on social media and let us know what y'all thinking about so we can cover those stories too, the stories that's affecting you and your community where you at. All right? Till next time, man. I'm up out of here.